Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Galinvo. I am super excited to have this guest on today. But before I go any further, let me ask you a question. What if I told you that there was a partner out there that could help you recruit the best dental talent in the industry? And what if I told you that if you were looking for a position in the dental industry, that there is this partner out there that can help you connect you with the right place, that can really, really help you level up? What if I told you that that person is here today? It is Allison Norris, the founder of the Dentel Group. Allison, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. That's some big shoes to fill.
Well, you definitely can feel that. So, before we kind of dive in, because I kind of led with all these opportunities for not only dental practices, dental companies to work with you, but dental professionals as well, trying to find the right place. Tell us about the Dentel Group. What do you guys do?
So Dentel Group is a non-clinical recruiting agency. So we focus on, the practice level. We'll place operations managers, treatment coordinators, office managers. Did I say that? And then for the DSO space, we'll place executive roles, operation roles, and then in the tech startup or the SaaS companies, we've done everything from, sales to implementation specialists to customer success. So we're kind of all over the place. I say that Dentel Group just fills the non-clinical roles, but non-clinical roles are kind of just normal people roles, right? Just normal roles. So
yeah. And I think that is so important and so needed, because whenever we think about recruiting, we're always thinking about from the clinical side. Like there's a lot of amazing platforms out there where, you need to find a hygienist, as dental assistant, sometimes front office, that's great. But when you're looking for management, when you're looking for if you're a multi-practice or a DSO and you're looking for C-level, talent, or if you're looking for, if you're a dental company, SaaS company, tech company, and you're looking for salespeople that not only can do the sales, but also know the dental knowledge too. There was no place to go until now, until you came up with this. So I love the fact that you created this company. I love the fact that you have dental experience. Tell us why. For those who are watching this right now, they're thinking, okay, well, why can't I just use any recruiter? Why can't I there's all these, so many companies, I can have them headhunt the talent for me. But because you have that dental experience, tell people who are watching why you guys are so different and honestly probably a better fit than your traditional recruiting companies.
Sure. So, like you said, I do have a dental background. We are also because my agency is very niche, we have a certain talent pool that most other agencies don't even have access to. I have candidates that come directly to me and they're kind of just waiting. So they'll say, hey, can you, whenever an awesome opportunity comes available, can you just put me in your talent pool and just whenever something comes up, refer me over. I got tripped up on my words there, but no, so we also are very comprehensive in our process. So a lot of agencies, you're going to, tell them what position you want to fill, and they just sending all kinds of resumes to you. We are more comprehensive. So we'll actually do an initial phone screening. We'll do a video interview, and we'll record it and send that over to our clients. We do personality assessments because that's key. And then we take all this information and we place it into a private portal for our clients. And it's really easy. We try to streamline the process for them as best as possible.
So, I love the fact that you have the dental experience. You understand exactly what we're looking for, and that makes it so much easier. There's no learning curve right there. So, I want to kind of change things up here, and we're talking about more of the dental practice, the DSO, the company. But as far as people who are wanting to get out of the op, right? And explore these different opportunities. I think that you are someone that has understood that process very well, have done it yourself, and have you found yourself able to connect a lot better with these dental professionals who are wanting to transition to these positions that you're recruiting for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have about 30 dental professionals that reach out to me every single day,
Wow.
just asking for advice and guidance. And so yeah, I mean, they're from the very beginning. That's really why Dentel Group, I think, has grown so popular and so fast, is because not only do I connect with them on that dental professional level, but I'm all about integrity and
Yeah.
trust, and I just tell it like it is. And I think that candidates really like that.
Yeah.
Well, people really like that. I mean, people want to know the truth. And, if they're asking me a question and I just kind of sugarcoat it, then what's that going to do?
Right.
Right. So,
So
mhm.
Allison, so again, you were a practicing dental hygienist. That's your experience in dentistry, and you've had like quite the road before you established. A lot of times, people will look at, the Dentel Group, and they're like, "Man, like Allison just like came out of nowhere and just created the Dentel Group." And I always tell people, whenever people told me, they're like, "Hey, Dr. Bo, you wrote these books, you have Nifty Thrifty, all these things." I'm like, it didn't happen overnight. There was like a lot of work. There was a lot of hustling. There's a
Okay.
lot of failures and successes and whatnot. Share with us your story, Allison. So tell us, like, how long did you practice chairside as a dental hygienist, and talk about like what made you want to impact people beyond the four walls of the practice you were working in.
Yeah. Um, so I graduated from hygiene school in 2007. Um,
I
and I
graduated from dental school in 2007, so we
did
graduated at
you?
the same time. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So that means that you're 32, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, but yeah, so I graduated in 2007 and I had a great career. I helped, this practice in Buckhead, um, grow from the ground up, and it was awesome. I was approached by my Arrestin rep to help spearhead the launch of the Arrestin RX Access program, and that was awesome. Um, but I just I started coaching hygiene teams, and consulting around the Southeast, and I got tired of it. I got tired of being referred to as the cleaning lady. I got tired of my employer not respecting me. And I mean, I had all this postgraduate, training, this advanced training, and I wasn't respected. And so I left in 2018 and I started working over at eAssist, which is a dental billing company.
Mhm.
And about, I would say, a month in, I was like, I was looking at my offices, and, I was like, okay, these hygienists are billing out the wrong codes completely. Like, we should have a consulting division. And so I just, like me, I'm just proactive. I contacted Dr. Anderson, and I was like, have y'all considered a consulting division? And he was like, yeah, as a matter of fact, Lois Banta's, doing that now. And I'm like, okay, can I do it? And so I got to work with her and Roy Shelburne, and it was just really cool. Anyway, so it was tough because I had to take a big pay cut when I went there, and I was working, God, like 13 hours a day. And so I left and I started working I was recruited to come and work for this orthodontic tech startup company. And Glenn, I put my heart and my soul in that company. I learned so much and I gave them so much. I mean, I had a little infant at the time and I missed so many moments with her. And then one day they screwed me over, and that's putting it nicely. Um, and I mean, basically to the point that I went to go pay bills, and there was no paycheck in my account. And that was the day that I found out that I was commission only. And And so it was horrible. I, I, I didn't know what to do. I ended up resigning, and for about 3 months, I was in a deep depression. And I mean, we didn't even have Christmas ornaments on our tree. We almost lost our home. It was pretty bad. And so one day I woke up and I was like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. And I don't want anybody else to either. Like, I want to be the one hiring. I want to be the one that's giving people great jobs. And so that's when I said, I'm going to launch a recruiting agency, and it's going to be a non-clinical one. And so that's what I did.
Wow, what a
I'm
amazing
sorry for the long drawn out
No,
version.
what an amazing story. Again, and it goes to show that a lot of times people think like, Allison just like stumbled into this and there you go. Like it's just by luck. But what you guys don't understand and what she just shared there, that there is a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of failures, there's a lot of uncertainty, all these things built up to where she is today. And for those who are thinking about, well, I want to possibly get out of the op and get into different areas of dentistry. What better person to understand where you're coming from than someone like Allison that has gone there? So I appreciate you not only sharing that story, but she said it herself. She doesn't sugarcoat things, and she certainly did not sugarcoat that story there. That is so amazing. Now, Allison, for those who, obviously there's the website there, but for those who let's ask this question in two parts here. So for those who want to work from you, who are looking to recruit an office manager or like a team leader, or maybe someone for their dental service organization, or maybe for the SaaS company. How do they start working with you? How does that process start, and what does it look like?
So, well, first of all, I mean, they can contact me by email, or, through one of the messengers, or by cell phone a lot of times. But
And we'll have her contact information in the show notes too, just to let everyone know. Obviously, they can reach out to you. You're pretty easy to find on social media. I mean, it was easy for me to drag you onto this podcast to share your story here, so it was pretty easy for me. But go into the site there. But how long does the process normally take? If someone is like, okay, I need to find someone, maybe they need it done fairly quickly. What, on average, how long does it take for you to? And of course, this is not like picking out some fruits at the produce section, right? Like there's a lot more involved in it. But normally, how long does it take from start to finish for someone to find the right team member?
I would say on average, it takes us about 4 to 6 weeks,
Okay.
something like that. It's not too long. I mean, luckily, I have those candidates, a lot of them in my talent pool already. So like any of the SaaS companies, software companies, any of the startups, like we have these candidates just there.
Yeah.
But for practice level roles, I've found that those are really the ones that take a little bit longer. And it's not because we can't find them. It's because we're truly searching for someone that's going to align with their team.
Absolutely.
I mean, one bad apple completely disrupts the apple cart, right? So, we're really truly, finding a candidate that's looking for this type of practice, and finding a practice that's looking for this type of candidate,
Yeah.
So,
So for the dental professionals who
mhm.
are wanting to go into the talent pool, and they're like, I'm ready to take this next step, kind of like how you did way back in the day, right? Taking the next step. Like, Allison inspired me. I want to take the next step. I feel like I have something to offer more than what I'm doing right now. For those dental professionals that want to get into your talent pool and get into these opportunities, generally, how long does it take for you to find them, like an opportunity?
um, so can I be honest with you?
Yes, I want you to be honest.
You have to, there's more that goes into it than just submitting a resume. And honestly, I've almost considered taking my submit your resume off the website. And the reason being is that, I can place somebody into any position. Okay. but it may not be a position where they're going to thrive.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. My goal is helping a candidate find, somewhere where they can use their strengths. It's somewhere that, where they're going to be happy and in a great work environment, because in 6 months, if that candidate comes back to me and they're like, oh, I hate my life. Oh, I hate my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel horrible. Right.
Yeah.
So my goal is to make sure that not only are they going to be qualified, but they're going to be happy.
So Allison, would you say that that philosophy is kind of rooted in your own experiences? You got put into different opportunities, but they weren't the right opportunities. They weren't the ones that were really taking advantage of your skill set. And of course, one opportunity where you weren't with a company that was operating with integrity. Would you say that philosophy has kind of come from your own experiences?
Yeah. Yeah. And then also from, experience in the very beginning of the Dentel Group.
Yeah. Wow.
I took on a client not knowing, you start your own company, right? And you start doing what you read on the internet. Well, that's how I learned everything. I Google everything.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, cold call companies and do this and do this. And there was one company that I got a contract with, and I placed some candidates there, and they weren't happy.
So it's a bad fit. I mean, again, like, hey, look, who out there, I'm raising my hand, who out there has accepted a patient, started working on a patient when you knew you were not the right person for them, right? That's
Right.
me, right? And sometimes, like, when you start something really new, that I would say, like, that's the biggest mistake that every entrepreneur does in the beginning. They're like, I want business, and they end up working with the person that they know, or the company they know is not the right one. And then
Right.
you get bit in the butt.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what happened. And it was just, I felt horrible. I felt horrible. And then, Glenn, do you know that in my contract, it specifically states that, there's a non-solicitation clause. So I can't take those candidates that I just placed there and help them find other roles. So
Gosh.
here I am, like, these candidates contacting me, and me just, oh my gosh, like I can't help. It was horrible. And so, for clients, you know, I'm so selective. I'm so selective, and sometimes too selective. I mean, I want to make sure that, are your Google reviews great? Do you have a good reputation? Are you going to treat my candidates right? Because if you're not, I'm not going to work with you. Like that kind of thing. But yeah, kind of went off on the tangent there.
No, and I love the fact that, again, this bodes well for those who are watching right now. You're like, okay, is Allison going to take care of us? Yes, but then for companies like my company, the fact that I know that you have everyone's best interest at heart, that you're not just trying to like stick people somewhere just so that you can grow your company. You actually want to make sure they're thriving. That tells me that you're taking that extra step to make sure I get the right candidate. So I love that. Now, Allison, we already established, guys. We'll let you know in the show notes, right? How to reach out to Allison. We'll have her links to her LinkedIn and also her website as well. But I can't have an amazing entrepreneur like Allison Norris on here without asking her a few questions. So we're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna go to our Q&A session. We're gonna ask Allison anything. I have 3 questions that I'm gonna ask you, Allison, because I can't let you get away without asking these. And you've already kind of answered them, but I want to make sure we hammer this home. We have so many people here who are like entrepreneurs that love to tune into this podcast. And the first thing would be this. I want to ask you this. What is a habit, skill, that you feel that has helped you, something that you do, like it could be check an email early in the morning, or it could be like turn off my laptop after dinner or whatever. What habit has helped you, like as an entrepreneur, that could help other people?
Um, Habit. I don't know about habit, but what about a personality trait?
Sure, yeah,
I'm super resilient.
yeah. I mean that
Very,
you demonstrated that when you kind of shared your story.
Yeah, I mean, very resilient because you have to when you're working with people, right? You have to it's their decision, right? And so if somebody turns down something, you have to kind of, but no, that's not what you're asking me. What you're
But that
asking.
is important though. So again, you were saying, and because again, there's just a lot of people out there who, um, I'll be honest with you folks, those who are watching right now, if you followed me and you listened to Allison's story, um, this the pathway to entrepreneurial or clinical or any kind of success is not like this.
Mm-mm.
It's more like this. It's more like that, right? So again, you're gonna be faced with that. So again, the resiliency. Where do you know, for those who are like, they're getting rejected or their things are not going their way. Like, what's your piece of advice for those people who are going through those hard times and that you've gone through? Like, what have you done to help you get through those hard times?
Um, Keep on going through those hard times
Keep on going.
because you're not, you need those failures. You have to fail. You have to fail. Like you're never going to learn. You're never going to grow. You're never going to be a different person if you continue succeeding. And truly, if somebody sits here and says, I'm I'm gonna always get every single job that I want. And like that's not gonna happen, and I mean, you have to fail in order to succeed,
I
in my
love that. I love that. We'll drop the mic right there for that one there.
opinion.
So as far as and again, if someone asked me this question, I would tell them I have way too many, right? But give us like one particular failure that you learned a lot more. And again, if it was me, I was like, which one? I felt so many times there, but one that was very significant to you, Allison, that really changed your trajectory. What tell us what that is, and tell us what your biggest takeaway from that failure was.
I would say the biggest failure was and trusting a company to uh, create success for me
Yeah.
when I should have been creating my own success.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge for those who are listening. That's money right there. But if that's all Allison said, that's all you need to hear on this podcast. But and my next thing here is this is something that's near and dear to my heart, and I know it is with you. With the many conversations we've had off air, um, you know, there's balancing. People say work-life balance, right? And again, like, is there truly work-life balance? I truly believe that you can. I wouldn't say is your balance is going to always be different from other people's balance, right? It's up to you to figure out what that balance is. That is work-life balance. So work-life balance for me is different for everybody else. But for you, Allison, with you and you're an entrepreneur, you're founder of a company, but uh, you also have a family as well. What are
Mhm.
some of the things that you do to make sure that you are staying in contact and staying in alignment, not only with your business, but your family as well, which is so important?
Um, so that's something, to be completely transparent with you that I need to work on.
Yeah.
Luckily, my husband is really great at keeping me grounded. He he kind of snaps me back into reality
Yeah.
sometimes. Um, like yesterday, for example, we're going to get real deep here, but yesterday, my daughter, she's 3, she got in trouble at school,
Yeah.
and I was just so busy. I picked her up and from my parents, and I came home and we put her to bed that night. And my husband said, "So did you find out what Collins did at school today?" And I was like, I completely forgot. I completely forgot to ask her. And so I think that I just for me, I need to kind of take a step back some and just kind of see the world, stop seeing it tunnel vision and start kind of seeing everything. We're going on vacation in a month, and I'm so pumped because we haven't been on a vacation since I launched Dentel Group.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. We're
Well,
going to take the time.
Well, that advice for you, I think everyone should definitely follow that. And a lot of times, I mean, I face that too. Is like, you get so wrapped up, or you get so. I worked in the restaurant industry for years before I got into dentistry. But when you get really busy, we call it getting in the weeds, right? And sometimes you get in the weeds and you can't even see what's going on outside of the weeds there. The fact that you recognize that and you're working towards that, that's amazing. And that is something that everybody should listen to right there, right? As you're growing and you're doing all these big things, just understand why you're doing those big things, why you're doing that to not only motivate and to not only take care of your loved ones, but also inspire them too, right? Well, it's hard to inspire them when you're not around, right? So the fact that Allison, you notice that, and the fact that you're excited about a vacation. I mean, I am. I got a vacation coming up. I'm so pumped about that. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, how they dread it." I'm like, you guys are nuts, man. You need to get your priorities straight there. That's the reason why they work so hard. But Allison, thank you so much for sharing those pieces of advice. And before we log off here, let everyone know, not only obviously you have the Dentel Group, but you're very active. I'm sure you speak, and I'm sure you also mentor a lot of people. What's the best way for them to connect with you and to get a hold of you?
Sure. So they can email me at Allison Norris at thedentelgroup.com. I'm also very relationship based. So if you send me a text message, I'll probably answer it. So texting is totally fine too. That's actually probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. But I don't, yeah.
And just to let you guys know, she does answer. I mean, she answered my messages. So if she answered my message, she'll definitely answer yours. But Allison, thank you so much for not only coming on here and sharing your story and sharing the opportunities, how we can work with you, but also being just kind of vulnerable there and sharing a lot of the things that you experience. I think that's going to impact so many people. And honestly, guys, if you're wondering what type of person she is, the fact that she opened and shared all those stories openly, I should tell you. So Allison, thank you so much for doing that.
Of course. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for having me.
Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.